Hello there, kia ora, and welcome. Today is a slightly different video to my normal ones, and it's a little bit of a automotive story. It's about this time last year we had a slight incident that left us abandoned in the middle of the New Zealand native bush. Today I'm here with my co-host, Monique.
Hi!
She's my sister.
News to me.
We're damn,
Adopted.
We're their damn kissing cousins.
Please tell me you're not keeping them.
So, to set the scene, it was this time last year, around Easter-ish.
It was Easter.
Yes, Easter-ish. And we were in Blenheim, which was also where I was supposed to be this year for Easter, for the Club Sport Nationals, but that got chucked in the bin. Thanks, Uncle Ronnie. There isn't that much to do in Blenheim over Easter weekend, so we decided to go for a drive.
Yeah, we thought we'd start off going to Picton first.
Yeah, just a little tiki tour. It was a nice day, so I thought I'd take the MX5 for a wee run, take the roof down and go for a cruise, you know? Some proper Sunday driving grandma spec sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So then we decided to take the scenic route back to Blenheim after going through the bustling metropolis that is Picton.
And a beach. There was a nice beach that we stopped at.
Oh yeah.
Walked down the, what do you call it, jetty?
Oh
Is that what you call it?
It is what you call it. You call it jetty. Spoiler alert, a jetty. Yeah.
Thanks.
That's pro tip. So the scenic route from Picton back to Havelock is actually very lovely. It's a nice windy, twisty road. So we continued on cruising down to Linkwater past the Queen Charlotte Sound turn off, and we decided, ooh, let's go down this road. Pelorus Sound. I've heard of this. Apparently it's quite nice.
Well, it was.
Yeah, it was.
The scenery was.
So we went for a bit of a cruise, and we were meandering through the native bush, you know, got native bush, lovely bit of water.
Yeah, but we were kind of getting past it. We were kind of like, oh yeah, let's head back now.
Yeah, so at some point we decided to turn back. And we turned back and we were cruising down the road and we caught up with the Bid Food truck, who was an absolute legend. It was like this box truck, catering truck, was on this road for some reason, and he was absolutely hussing it.
Man, he was hussing it, but you were struggling to keep up.
No, I wasn't struggling to keep
You were
up. Come
struggling
on.
to keep
No, I wasn't. I was like, wow, this guy's really gone. I was very impressed because he was just taking corners. He was doing fat, dirty cuts. Just
Yeah.
like, and I was like, wow, he must be able to see because he's up nice and high.
It was the fastest truck driver.
Yeah, and I wasn't even mad to get stuck behind him. I was just like, this guy's going for it. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. And then there was a lovely left-hander, nice bank turn, you know. I was following the Bid Food truck along, and I turned in, and the steering just got a lot harder, and I was like, oh,
And everything
what's going on here?
just kind of stopped.
The radio stopped working, the car went quiet. Oh, what's happening? Oh, what's happening? Oh! And then I looked at the cluster, and all I saw was my oil pressure gauge, which was just at 0. And I just went, oh no, have I cooked my motor? Oh no, I'm in the middle of the bush. Oh no, how have I cooked motor? Oh, like, how did this happen? How did this happen? It didn't get hot. How did this happen?
I think you tried turning on.
And then I tried, like, just turning the key, wiggling the gear stick, you know, you do all the things, check that there's brakes, and we're slowly coasting down this hill. The Bid Food truck just kept zooming away. And I realised I've got no power. Not great predicament. However, we were very lucky, and there was a rest area. It was a
Yeah.
gravel pit. Gravel
Just
pit
a place
on the
to
side.
kind of pull
I don't even know why that bit was there, but
yeah.
it was there. And I just pulled into it and stopped the car. And I was thinking, maybe the battery has
Yeah.
fallen out in the boot.
At
and
first we didn't think
it's
it was a big deal.
Decoupled.
Yeah.
And I'll just, you know, re-bolt on the terminal, and then we'll be good to go. So I open the boot and I check on the battery, and that's fine. It's in the same position, all the terminals are on, and I'm just thinking, okay, if it's not this, what is it? What could it be? Also note, I don't have any tools in my car. I've only got the little Mazda MX5 toolkit. So, you know, as you're in this situation, you're thinking, oh, how am I going to get myself out of here? So you check your phone, no reception. So then I'm thinking, okay, if it's not the battery, maybe it could be something in the motor. I'm just looking at everything, trying to figure out if there's anything obvious that's just sort of come off, and you just have to put it back together, and it's back together. And after a bit of huffing and puffing and going, and mentally in my head I was like, oh no, this car's ruined. I keep on doing some diagnosis, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to figure out, where's the fuse panel? It was in the engine bay, so I crank it open. All the like normal fuses look fine, and it's only until I pull out this big one which just says main, and I pull it out, I have to unbolt it out. So luckily the little 12mm or 10mm spanner that was in the boot was able to do that, and I opened it up and looked in it, and the fuse was gone. So now I'm thinking, okay, so it's just a fuse. A fuse is just a piece of wire. I'm sure I'm going to be out. I could MacGyver something up, you know? MacGyver! So I'm foraging around in the boot trying to find just a piece of wire. There was a stray bit of wire in the boot that I pulled out, and there was a little bit of old electrical tape that was stuck to something else that I was trying to use. And I was trying to piece the two ends of it back together and tried turning it on, and nothing was happening. I disconnected the battery and then was doing all that, and then when I'd turn it on there'll just be like sparks, and then that thing started smoking, and there was smoke coming out of the alternator, and I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
And then I'll turn the key and nothing was happening in the dash. So I was like, oh, this is not going to happen. Oh bother, oh bother, oh bother. What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I can't fix this right now.
And I think at that point it had probably been, I would say, about 3/4 of an hour to an
Yeah.
hour of just Tez trying different things. And we were kind of getting to the point where we're like, oh shit, I think we're going to have to somehow call this a day.
So we decided, well, we're going to have to walk out. I knew we were like kind of closer to the mainish road.
We were
to
close to the
Linkwater.
intersection for Linkwater.
Yeah.
So there was a petrol station, I think, there, and that was really about it. But we knew that there were a couple of houses and things around the area, so we just thought, if we can get close to someone's house, we can ask for help.
Yeah, so I pulled that fuse out that had cooked and put that in my bag as well, so then I'd know which one to get and hopefully rescue my car. So then we decided to get walking, you know, and walking on the edge of a very narrow road that has many blind corners and whatnot, and people like drive fairly quickly like through there in like biggish wide cars with trailers and whatnot, so
Yeah.
it was a little sketchy. So we were constantly having to cross the road and get to the other side of the road that actually had some walking space
And
on
again,
the edge.
it was kind of shady, and there were some quite slippery bits where the shade was, so we had to keep kind of manoeuvring around. Probably walking for about 15 minutes.
Yeah. And I could hear a car coming, and I was like, well, life's short. Get the thumb out. This is the first time I've hitchhiked in my life. And it was in the middle of the bush. Perfect. We definitely didn't look like murderers or something like that, because that's something that would happen. Yeah. And a person stopped.
We were like,
very lucky. And I was like, oh, look at that hit rate. 100%. 1 from 1. Yeah. Yes, and it was a lovely couple with a dog on their way to the supermarket, which was very lucky for us.
Yeah, so they were staying at a holiday house and they were planning to go to Picton to go get their groceries, and so they picked us up and kind of said, what's the situation? And we sort of explained ourselves while patting the dog. Old Ewan and Kate, that was the name. Shout out to Ewan and Kate for saving our butts. Decided instead of going to Picton, they'd go to Blenheim. You know, they're the biggest supermarket in Blenheim, more selection. Yeah, it was very kind of them.
Yes, very kind of them, yeah. And they were interesting people.
Very interesting.
Yes,
good chats.
We're working in artificial intelligence and computer science and physics or something along those lines. I was kind of like 50-50 in that conversation, 50-50 in my head of trying to figure out what went wrong, how can I fix my car, what's going to happen to my car, just going through all these different situations in my head. So then we finally got back to Blenheim, to the old Pack and Save.
Best supermarket.
Not sponsored. I'm not putting that in until they sponsor us. Give us some of that Paul Ego money.
Yeah, come on, stick man.
I could be stick man. I'm perfect. At Pack and Save. That's pretty accurate. So we walked from Pack and Save to where we were staying and got it back into your car. Then we were
kind of racing
around.
Raced to the auto parts store.
Yeah.
And at that
to
point,
buy the fuse.
Yeah.
That had cooked. So we got the fuse, and now we're hustling back in your little car.
Yeah. We got back to the scene of the crime.
and I bought 2 fuses, so I chucked the fuse in, put the battery back up, and it just cooked that one.
Straight away.
Like straight away, and I was like, what is going on here? So then I was like, okay, let's just try it again. So I did it with the other one and cooked that one as well. So pretty much back at square one, and the wind had picked up a little bit more.
And the clouds were starting to kind of come over a little bit more. They were scheduled for not just rain, but a full-on storm for about 4 days after this point. So we were kind of like, the windows are down.
Yeah, and I was paranoid that my car was going to flood. So somehow the tent got put onto the car. Like I just used the fly and wrapped it around the car and tied it up and put some boulders on the extra bits. And
we pegged it to the ground.
Yeah, well, tried to, because it was like a gravel thing. And if you've ever tried to put a tent peg in a gravelly, stony place, you know, you get my struggle.
Yeah. Because at that point we'd decided we're going to have to pull the plug. There's nothing we can do. We're just going to have to wait.
I'm going to have to abandon my car. So then we drove back to Blenheim, and I felt pretty poos. So I spent the whole weekend pretty much Googling towies in Blenheim and how to get my car, and about 1,000 phone calls later I got a guy to meet me out there, pick the car up, put it on the back of the tow truck, and the tow truck would take it to like an automotive electrical store, workshop, and they were going to look over it, and I had to call my boss and be like, I'm not going to be able to come in because I'm abandoned in Blenheim. Yeah. After all of that hooraki, the car finally got fixed. My MX5 abandoned me in the bush. So thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram.
Has your car ever broken down? Leave us your story.
Yes. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and hooroo! G'day. How are you?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a filming.
Yeah. Just goofing about.
Nice.